day to find you shying away. I'll be coming for your love, okay? Take on me, take on me, take me on, take on me. I'll be gone. So needless to say, I'm all descended, but I'll be stolen away. Slowly learning that life is okay. Say after me, it's no better to be safe than sorry. Take on me, take on me, take me on, take on me. I'll be gone. All the things that you say, yeah, is it delightful just to play my worries away? You're all the things I've got to remember. Be shining away. I'll be coming for you anyway. Take on me, take on me, take me on, take on me. I'll be gone. Take on me, take on me. I'll be gone. Take on me, take on me. See me driving down the street. I'm bored with looking good. I got both hands off the wheel. The cops are coming. I'm listening to the music with no fear. You can hear it too if you're sincere. 'Cause I'm a punk rocker, yes I am. Well, I'm a punk rocker, yes I am. 'Cause I'm a punk rocker, yes I am. Well, I'm a punk rocker, yes I am. I see you stagger in the street, and you can't stay on your feet. and you're faking in your sleep. You wish that you were deep. You can't hear me laughing to myself. If you could, you would be someone else. 'Cause I'm a punk rocker, yes I am. Well, I'm a punk rocker, yes I am. 'Cause I'm a punk rocker, yes I am. Well, I'm a punk rocker, yes I am. See me die on Bleecker Street. I'm bored with being God. See me sneering in my car. I'm driving to my star. I'm listening to the music with no fear. You can hear it too if you're sincere. 'Cause I'm a punk rocker, yes I am. Well, I'm a punk rocker, yes I am. 'Cause I'm a punk rocker, yes I am. Well, I'm a punk rocker, yes I am. 'Cause welcome to your life. There's no turning back. Even while we sleep, we will find you acting on your best behavior. Turn your back. It's my own design. It's my own remorse. Help me to decide. Help me make the most of freedom and of pleasure. Nothing ever lasts forever. Everybody wants to rule. There's a room where the light won't find you. Holding hands while the walls come tumbling down. When they do, I'll be right behind you. So glad we've almost made it. So sad they had to fade it. Everybody wants to move. this indecision, married with a lack of vision. Everybody wants to say that you'll never, 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 never need it. What headline, why believe it? Everybody wants to.
Get past the people, get past the hit man. We don't got nothing. I wanna get on the good foot. I got to get on the good foot. Going down to the river and let all hang out. When some people know it's about down. Going down to the river and let it all hang out. When some people know it's about down.
Pucho and Eddie walked towards Pops and the old man. And his son, who was sporting a bandage over his left eye, just stared at Pops. Actually, it wrapped around his eye and his head. Jenkins was working on fixing a fight venue that had his champions, Mulligan, and put him up against a tired and rusty Smith. See, Smith hadn't fought since Pops had defeated him for the title. Mulligan had the WBO, World Boxing Organization title. The Villa had the WBF, World Boxing Federation title. And Pops held WBC, the top prestigious title, World Boxing Commission. Jenkins wanted that one, and bad. Pops had 2 title shots in 1 year, and just one the year before. Now that's what you call ambition and dedication. Brody turns to Jenkins and says, "Oh, boss, MGM called. They want 150,000 for that night, and they want an extra 50,000 for insurance on the parking area. Now don't shoot the messenger, man." Jenkins replies, "What? Shit, hell no. Tell them yes on the arena rental and 20,000 for parking lot insurance. Now get the fuck out of here. I'm on the phone with my attorney." He then turns his attention to the telephone and says to his attorney, "Look, man, 13,000 is good enough. I'm not dishing out no more money to that has-been. We make 7 million and he gets 13,000. My champ gets 1 million and I get 3. The rest divides the bills and of course you. So please tell that slow son of a bitch that 13 is all I'm giving. Take it or leave it. He'll get 1 million when he's able to win, okay? Win, motherfucker. Something he's used to not doing. Now, goodbye." He then gets an announcement from his secretary via intercom. She tells him that Lincoln Weber was there to see him. He tells her to let him in. Now, but Weber was the owner of an arena in Canada. He stood at 6 feet, chubby, balding, black and pepper hair, no facial. And he was trying to get in to the boxing scene. He wanted to bring American boxing into Canada. And the only man who could do that, only because of the way he did business, was Jenkins. Jenkins greets the stocky man in his mid-40s and shakes his hand. He then said to him, sit down. Have a seat, man. How's it going out in Canada, my friend?" Weber replied, "Good, my friend. Good. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking to make things better. You know what I mean?" Jenkins then offers him a drink, but Weber rejects it as he continues to say, "Look, Mr. Jenkins, I want to bring boxing into Canada. We can make lots of money together. But my question is, how much? How much to bring this beautiful sport to my country?" Jenkins then smiles and says, "Well, let's see. We have a lot of people to talk to. A lot of them may not want this to happen, but more or less, money speaks to everybody." And I can tell you that we're looking at maybe 150 million. Jenkins just stood there looking straight into Weber's eyes. Weber then responds, "Is that all? Well then, my people will call your people. Very good." Jenkins then says, "My people will call yours, Weber. I had to speak to several boxing commissions." Then there's approval, of course. Weber just smiled, shook his hand, and left the office. Jenkins just smiled. New York, May 1976. Fight week. Delancey was looking at Pops doing his thing on a speed bag. He was also looking around the gym at the same time inspecting all the equipment. The old man was still making his way to the bodega. Pops was hitting that speed bag. Sounded like a machine gun was going off in the gym. And I tell you, he was just ripping that bag. He was waiting for the old man. Pops turned to the Lancey as he was hitting the speed bag and asked him, "What's keeping the old man?" The Lancey replies, "He's on his way. He had to meet up with the owner of the garden, Madison Square Garden." The old man was paying for the arena and basically paying the bill. The old man kept Pops away from the politics, but always was honest and open with him. As the old man walks in and says, "I was paying bills. I'm sorry I'm late," the camp just laughed as Pops met him at the speed bag. As Pops punched the bag in combinations, the old man screamed at him in order to give him an extra push. He said things like, "Hit this bag," as if it tried to violate you, as if it tried to take everything from you. The old man gave Pops that extra push in order to keep him concentrated. And after that particular session, Pops had a visitor, and his name was Clever Anderson. He was 5'9", 190 pounds, and wore a white mink coat with a fur hat and a lot of gold around his neck and fingers. Yup, you guessed it. This motherfucker was a certified pimp. Remember that kid from back in the days, in Pop's days, when that kid stole money from the jar and Pops had to knock him out? And that kid stood over and looked at Pops and said, "You killed him, Kelvin." Yup, that same Clever Anderson. Shit, he gave me game on women. But I'll get to that later. They called him Clever because this man, a man I consider my uncle, actually got away with millions from under the mob's nose. I know this because my pops told me. He actually had his hoes distract him at a boss's house while he and other gifted brothers, let's just say, grabbed up the money and skipped town. To this day, they don't know who or what hit him. He's so smooth. He still shakes hands with the boss. Clever had pulled a lot of money too. This motherfucker had politicians as well as movie stars and law enforcement buying pussy. It all worked out for Clever, even to this day. And when he bet on Pops, he made money. He and Pops went way back. And I tell you, Pops noticed Clever and they embraced each other and smiled. Clever and Pops, they were busy. But when they met up, when they caught up, when they would see each other, it would be at least twice a year, once on Christmas and on the 4th of July. And he'd bring fireworks, lots of fucking fireworks. But when they seen each other, it was official. Anyway, Clever told Pops, "Hey, brother from another mother. What's up, champ? Long time to the fight. I mean," Pops replied, "2 more weeks, man. What are you doing here, brother?" "It's May." Clever tells him, "Listen, I put a cool 2 million on you. I win, it's 8 million. And you got too easy, brother." And slaps fives. My Pops handshakes, then hugs him. The old man then yells out, "He can't take that money, Clever. You know that." Clever turns to the old man and says with a smile, "Hey, Poppy, relax. Now, I know not to even come here and fuck up your boxing thing. But if I bet and he wins, what's wrong with that? It ain't drug money." The old man then says, "How thoughtful and considerate. Let me just make this clear, Clever. I like and respect you. What you do for a profession is your business. But it's illegal to bet on Kelvin. Then he wins and he partakes of that. That's not legal to the boxing commissions. But if Kelvin bets on himself, well, that's a different story." Then smiles and hugs Clever and says, "You piece of shit, how are you?" Clever then says, "I'm good, Poppy. I'm good. And look, look." He snaps his fingers as one of his workers hands it to the old man. Clever then says, "Here, Poppy, some old grapes." The old man holds up a bottle of wine and says, "What the fuck? Oh, shit, Clever. This is beautiful. 1880? Shit. I was there, you know." And they all laughed. Then the old man says, "Thank you, Clever. Thank you very much." Clever then says, "Listen, Calvin, this new chump, what's his name?" Pop says, "Davila." Then Clever continues, "Yeah, that chump. Well, you do me a solid, brother. You knock him the fuck out. Out cold, you dig? Got the bookies talking shit, doubting you. I had to control myself." Popston says, "You know, I got your back, brother. You just get my money ready. Talk to Stanton. We'll talk details with you." Then Clever and Stanton walk into the back office. The old man then says to Pops as he watches Clever and his brother walk towards the office, "Kid, I tell you, you have crazy friends. Good people, though, good people, but crazy." Pops just turns and says, I know. Don't get involved." The old man then says, "Well, yeah, don't get involved in their lifestyle. Now, let's hit the mitts."
Yesterday my life was filled with rain. Sunday, you smiled at me and really eased the pain. The dark days are gone, the bright days are here. My sunny one shines so clear to see.
May, 1976. Fight week, 5 days away. Ebony Rivers was sitting at home with Pops in their 10-room mansion in upstate New York. And she told him how she felt about his career. But they was watching some kung fu flicks. That's right. He had a little theater built in that 10-room mansion. Shit. So as they sat back,
Since its founding, the Shaolin Temple developed into a major school of martial arts.
they were
It's
talking.
the cradle of many outstanding martial artists and great men who have given great assistance to many kings and emperors. However,
She
the Manchu
told him
government
about how she was concerned about the dangers that came with the sport, you know?
tried to gain control of the martial
But
arts society by collaborating with
she
bad
did let him
elements
know
in our
she was
temple.
behind him 100%.
They tried to destroy our temple.
She also got
So doing, killed
to the main subject of the
It was a
conversation.
disaster for the martial
Pops at
arts.
first didn't understand the whole foundation of the conversation
In order to survive,
and went on the
students
defensive
of
and told her,
Shaolin all over the country
"Baby,
had no choice but to leave
I'm not
the
ready to
school
retire
and
yet.
flee for our lives. They scattered
I
far
still have a
and
lot
wide.
of work to do."
But the evil monsters
Ebony
did
just
not
looked
stop
at
there.
Pops, giggled,
They continued
then
to
told him
pursue.
with a straight face as she held his hand,
A student from
"What?
Shaolin,
No,
Xiao
no,
Fei,
honey.
promising
I
him
was
money
thinking
and
about
power to train
you,
our school.
us,
He is a ruthless,
making a legacy of our own.
who has
You know,
contributed to the deaths of
little Kelvin."
thousands of Shaolin followers.
Pops then smiled and replied, "Oh, oh, I see. Want to have a baby? Well, Mrs. Rivers, how does 3 more years sound? I mean, I'm not going anywhere, and I want to be financially stable for us to all be comfortable, you know?" She then smiled and hugged him. All she wanted was, in addition to the family, she then said, "Kelvin Rivers, I love you." The following morning, Pops was up at 4:30 a.m. I tell you right now, Pops was running. He was putting in that road work. Staying conditioned. He ran from 4:30 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. He then would rest for 4 hours, then go train at the gym. Jenkins had Davila training hard, so hard that he couldn't find any sparring partners because Davila just kept hurting, knocking him the fuck out. Jenkins then remembers that he had to travel and search in order to get more sparring partners, and he only had 6 more days, and Davila had yet to finish a decent sparring session. This was dangerous. And Jenkins and his camp, well, they all knew this. Without any sparring or someone to mimic Pop's style, or at least trying to mimic his style, he was going to go into the fight blind, with no clue or feel for his opponent. Jenkins then picked up his phone and called Cologne Promotions. See, Cologne was doing pretty well for himself after he left Jenkins, and I guess Jenkins got desperate. So he calls Cologne, and Cologne was actually an active fighter, mind you. Cologne picks up his phone and he hears Jenkins on the other end. He says to him, "Hey, Cologne, my main man. How are you, hombre?" Cologne just smirks on the other side of the phone and replies, "Jenkins, the fucking devil himself. What can I do for you, man?" Jenkins then says to Cologne, with a bit of excitement in his voice, "Whoa, what the hostility? I have an offer for you. I need 5 fighters who can mimic Kelvin's skills. I need spawn partners, and I need them tomorrow. I'm willing to give you 100,000 if you let me have them for 4 days." Cologne then replies, "Will you pay me for their airfare as well? Room and board? Because it's not coming out of my pocket, pendejo." Jenkins clenches his fist and says, Okay, fucker. Got me by the balls. Send them and call me with their itinerary so I know what time to get here." Jenkins then hangs up his phone. Cologne, well, Cologne is learning from the whole process of being from under Jenkins. That's another reason why he was doing very well for himself. Cologne picks up his phone and on his end and reaches out to his gym and starts to order for Jenkins. The Villa had a problem that was actually a good one. And that problem was that he hit too damn fucking hard. Even when he held back, and in Mexico, his training was vigorous, and you're taught not to hold back any power, even on a quick jab. And the Villa wasn't heavy-handed either, folks. He had made a name for himself one night. He had won a tournament to win his strap. It was the last 2 minutes of the 9th round, and the Villa had the champ at the time, Ken Rhodes, 37-3, with 1 decision and 28 KOs. Beat the fuck up. I mean, the guy had 3 gashes over his face. He had 1 gash over the left eye and 2 over and under his right eye. And when the 1 minute mark hit, the Villa cold cocked him with a left hook straight to the temple, putting him in a coma. The son of a bitch was cold-hearted too, because in the post-fight interview for this match, he was asked how he felt about his opponent. And this cold-hearted son of a bitch said, "Whoever bets against me, I hope you feel their loss. At the same time, I'd like to say thanks for making me look good in the media." You guys make me look good in the media. I like that. At the same time, I'd like to say thank you for making me the champ. I also want to say that he is a prime example of what my power can do to any man. Now, folks, I'll tell you, if that wasn't cold-hearted or not, then I don't know what the fuck was. He had no regrets to what he had done to his opponent, and he didn't even wish him well. All I know is that 2 months later, after Pops destroyed Smith, the Villa won his IBF championship. This fight was anticipated, and a lot of people wanted Pops to defeat the Villa. They wanted him to give the Villa the ass whooping he deserved, as well as the fact that this was another title shot for Pops. Rhodes, the former champion, was very cool with Pops, and they hung out and trained together at certain times in their career. So this did not fall well with Pops. He wanted to avenge his friend's loss, and the fans also wanted that as well. Pops and Rhodes also shared a passion for comic books. Yes, folks, they loved comic books. And in Pops' mansion, he made a room dedicated to them. I knew Rhodes briefly from ages 6 to 10. He was an awesome person and a great boxer. This man also had style, as well as being champion for 8 years on and off, at least 3 times. At the time, Pop wasn't even ranked. In a way, I'm glad he and Rhodes never fought, because I liked him. I would have hated to see Pops put a major hurting on him, man. I know Pops had him in the back of his mind this fight. The old man also knew Rhodes and adored him. As a matter of fact, he helped Rhodes become champion by training him for a year. Plus, the old man knew his father, Erland Rhodes, who was a legend in boxing himself. Rhodes pulled out of his coma 1 month before Pops and the Villa's fight. Pops was really bummed about not being able to see him at all. With London being in the way because of the fact that he was training as well. And besides, the old man was not going to break training. He wasn't going to break any type of schedule for nobody. But Pops did pay for Rhodes' hospital bill. And if I'm not mistaken, it was like $138,000. But Pops took care of it, as if he was taking care of his own family member. May 1976. Friday, official weigh-in, day before the fight. Madison Square Garden.
Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Feel it in the air. The wind is taking over us. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? All the time you get the west. Everything you can yes, it's so nice. Did you let me do your brother? Tell me twice. Everywhere you try to tease him, you crazy.
Friday, May 1976. Official weigh-in. The day before the fight. Over at Madison Square Garden. The famous sports arena located in Midtown, New York. The capacity of the people were estimated record-breaking 15,000 out of 40,000 seats. And I tell you, folks, the place was packed, especially for weigh-in. The fight would take place the following day, but today was the weigh-in, as well as the official stare-down. And both camps entered the arena and walked on the stage where the huge step-on scale was positioned. In the arena were a lot of media, a couple of fans, but it was mostly made of the media. I mean, 13,000 made up the crowd itself, of the media, that is. The time for the official weigh-in was exactly at 3:30 p.m. in the afternoon, and the crowd was there to support the sport. And all of you can hear the cheers and the boos, as well as conversations coming from the fanatics. You know, the ones that appreciated the Villa or Pops. And I tell you, this fight was big. Both the Villa and Pops were on the stage with their camps opposite side of each other. The place was going crazy, and the air was thick between the two guys. The Villa took his robe off, and he looked solid. And as he walked towards the scale, he stared at Pops with that stare that could burn a hole in Pop's head. Pops just smirked and changed his facial expression into a more serious look. The old man leaned in and whispered into Pop's ear, telling him something very clever. He told him, "Take it easy, kid. Just smile. Don't show him your real face. Make him think he has you beat." See, the old man was teaching the psychological side of the sport. Getting into your opponent's head was one of the tactics used by the greats in order to mentally break your opponents down. And once you're in your opponent's head, you basically have him beat. I mean, folks, the greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali, was the master of that tactic. Pop switched his expression back to a humble and calm face. The villa smiled and smirked back. Pops was called on first to step on the scale to give his official weigh-in. And he weighed in at a hard 147 pounds. The villa then stepped on the scale and weighed at an even 146 and a half. There was no doubt that, by looking at the villa's frame, he was all about speed and power this time around. While Pops looked like he was all around speed and power, standing chiseled and kind of bulked. The crowd cheered, and soon the event that everybody was waiting for, the stare down, it happened. Each man looking into each other's eyes, one asking each other's questions about each other's skill, questioning the hunger within one another. Seeing if he can actually budge his opponent. They were looking into the windows of the soul. The villa was trash talking, saying things like, "You're maricón. I will knock you out easy, cabrón. You're going to bleed, champ." Popson said out loud as he caught the media's attention. "Now tell me, folks, does this little man stand a chance?" See, David had a chance against Goliath, but it was God who gave him the power. That chance. See, you're Goliath, and I'll be David. But history will repeat itself. Sucker. This is the stone that slay you, turkey. He raised his right hand. The media and the folks surrounding the event all laughed inside in comic relief, enjoying Pops' response. The media just flashed away. Everyone loved it. The air was even thicker. The old man then pulled Pops by the arm as they walked out of the weigh-in and just smiled at Pops. Jenkins finished off the press conference and the weigh-in. As Pops and the old man walked towards the garage area of the arena, the old man then turns to Pops and says to him, "I said take it easy. Why are you not listening?" Pops replied in a calm manner. Well, Manny, I still have to be confident, a big mouth, but I still had a smile on my face. The old man then says as he continued to walk with Pops towards the limousine. You have this fight in the bag, kid. Just don't lose any of your focus. Jenkins walks out of the press conference and walks up to the villa in the hallway and says to him, Okay, kid, I spent millions of dollars to make sure you beat this punk Rivers. You make sure you beat this pain in my ass. Remember, no mercy. Do what you have to do. The villain then smiled and replied, I will, Jenkins. I will handle this thorn in your ass. Jenkins then said sarcastically, You better. Shit. Because if not, oh man, you in trouble. Jenkins then draws a serious look on his face. The face that his victim saw before harm was done to them by him. The villain looked at him in shock and says to him, Is that a threat coming from you, Jenkins? Jenkins walks up to the villain. I mean, real close. In his face and says to him, That's a promise, brother. He then walks away as he says out loud, Better not lose that title. The rest of the village camp just all looked at each other, taking in the threat Jenkins just issued, that they not produced a win over Pops. And trust me, they knew Jenkins was a man of his words when it came down to threats. May 1976. Saturday. Fight night. World Championship title match for the IBF. Pops versus the villain.
See you again. Good times. Nothing but good times. I've got good times. Say it again.
Just a shimmer, my baby. Is there still regret? I'm saying.
May 1976. Next day, fight night, IBF World Championship title match. My pops, Kelvin Rivers, versus Emilio Davila. And the time was now. And the event was living up to its name. The arena was packed. And everyone was cheering from the top of their lungs. Lots of poster boards with words and designs on them saying, "Go champ," "Rivers the new king," shit, even "fuck Jenkins," and other things amongst those. But it was Pops and his team's hard work that had the place packed really. The event had started about 8 p.m. that evening, and a few matches had went on, but the time was now. Pops and Davila were about to beat the shit out of each other for the IBF Welterweight Championship. And I tell you, the crowd was in for a treat. They walked down the aisle and into the ring. Soon the announcer would present both fighters' names and resumes. Along with the rules. After the ref broke down the rules, of course, these two were taking jabs at each other even before they started fighting. After the ref broke down the rules, he then asked both fighters if they had any questions. And of course, Davila went on and asked the ref, "Are you finished, sir?" The ref gave Davila a look that sent the message of authority, but Davila just smirked. Soon they touched gloves and walked to their corners. As the old man and Pops walked to their corner, he says to Pops, "Okay, kiddo, you know what to do. Make him miss. Let him swing off. See what he's trying to set up." Pops just nodded. Then he tapped his gloves together as the old man put his mouthpiece in his mouth and just waited for the bell to ring. At the Villa's corner, he looked at Jenkins, who was sitting at ringside, and nodded his head at him as Jenkins nodded his head in return. But the much slower than usual nod. His nod meant, "Motherfucker, don't forget what I told you in the back." Soon, the bell rang. As the Villa came out rushing and swinging, round one felt more like Pops moving and weaving, and the Villa missing a lot. Almost all of his shots. The Villa was trying to set Pops up with a hard shot. And this went on for 5 rounds. As Pop had not taken a shot yet. What Pops was doing was trying to set the Villa up. He was just moving from the waist up, but yet staying in the same space. Not moving at all, causing the Villa to miss. And this was also getting the Villa very tired. At the end of the 5th round, Pop sat on the stool as the old man told him, "Okay, kid, now you have to hit him. Touch him. Bringing this round from 45 shots to 38. Come back with 6 shots. Okay?" Pops nods, acknowledging that he had to follow up on his technique when it was time to stop feeling him out. He knew that every shot he threw from this point on had to be effective. And I tell you folks, landing 6 hard, effective shots is not an easy task. Round 6 had sounded off, and both fighters came walking towards each other. The Villa threw a hard left hook as Pop simply stepped to the side and hit him with 2 body shots consisting of a left hook to the body and a straight right to the side of the Villa's head. That made the count 43, building up from round 1 all the way to now. And soon after, the Villa walked through the shots. And as Pops was backing up, he took a short leap towards the Villa and hit him with a 4-shot combo, backing the Villa to the ropes. As well as bringing the count down to 39. The Villa was hurt a bit, but he was just covering up with both hands at a defensive position, guarding his head as the old man screamed from ringside, "Okay, Poppy, 39. One more, kid, let's go." I tell you, as the crowd screamed and the old man was screaming directions, Pops just backed up an inch from the Villa and landed a straight right hand, dropping the Villa to the canvas. The ref began to count as Pops, the old man, and Jenkins and the whole world looked on. And soon enough, the ref gets to 10, and the Villa was counted out. Pops raised his own hand in victory as it was made official by the ref, then grabbing his hand and raising it high. The crowd went fucking crazy. Some say the screams and roars actually vibrated parts of the arena and could be heard outside a couple of blocks from the legendary arena. The old man ran up to Pops in the middle of the ring and said to him as he patted Pops on the cheek and shoulder, "You did it, kid. You did it, you son of a bitch." The old man then laughs and hugs Pops. "You did it." So did the Lancey soon after Stanton. Shortly after, Jim, the reporter, approached the team and interviewed Pops and the old man. "Okay, Kelvin Rivers, the WBC and new IBF champion. Tell us, going into this fight, did you expect to have your way with the Villa so easy? I mean, he couldn't touch you, honestly." Pops gives him an honest answer. He said to Jim, "No, I never underestimate anyone. He was a champion, a great fighter. He had a big mouth, but no, I had no idea that I neutralized him so easy with my jab. I set him up with." Jim then says, "The 2 jabs you threw out the whole fight did exactly that. It was like for 5 rounds you just stood in front of him, not moving at all, not backing up, just moving side to side. Just upper body movement and blocking that created that incredible defense. You clearly kept him into your rhythm for 5 rounds. And when you decided to hit him, you clearly dominated. Break that down for us." Pops once again gave him and the world listening his honest opinion and said, "Easily. I trained hard, Jim. Hours and hours of work and taking care of my diet." Then the old man grabs the microphone and says, "Kelvin is the future of boxing." Then smiles and went on to ask Pops and the old man, "Okay, gentlemen, the question is, who is next? You already unified 2, and we can only ultimately unify all 3. And we are talking about the WBO title. Will it be Mulligan? And if so, when?" Pops leaned into the microphone as they handed him the new title and said, Yeah, it could be Mulligan. I mean, if he isn't scared. Sure, why not? Let's do it. I have the time. If not, Jim, then I'll be defending these right here. As a matter of fact, let me make it clear. Mulligan, you ugly son of a bitch, let's get it on. Set it up. Available September. I'll be waiting, champ. Then Jim turns to the camera that was showing the event live on television and says, "Well, folks, a new champion issuing another challenge to yet another champion. I say we are having a great year in the sport of boxing. Excuse me, yet another great year with a brand new champion." There you have it, our new IBF and WBC champion, Kelvin Rivers, only 22 years old and now holding his second world title, has issued another challenge to the current WBO world champion, Chase Mulligan, from London, England, in September. And all I can say is that, ladies and gentlemen, we are seeing a legend in the making, perhaps. I mean, if boxing's future consists of action like this and competitiveness as well, I would have to say Kelvin Rivers may just be like many others have made it when they carried the torch. Boxing at its best. Thank you, and until next time, folks, I'm happy to bring you this World Championship fight. Happy to be here with a great manager, great trainer, and a great fighter. I hope you enjoyed, ladies and gentlemen. Lancaster, see you in September. May 1976. 1 week later, Pops was resting in his upstate mansion in New York till he gets a phone call. And on the other line was Uncle Clever. And he has some news that will bring a big shock to the boxing world forever. Clever asked Pops, "Hey man, are you busy? We need to talk, man. And this is big. You dig?" Pops asked him, "What's the word, my brother? Tell me." Clever stalls a bit, then says, "Well, my brother, remember that fella you fought a week ago? Well, they just found him in his house. Dead, man. Dead."
There's only one kind. So hush now, child.